All right, good evening, everybody. This is Dark Knight. I'll be your caster for this evening. Season 20 of NGS. We have our first game. Well, technically, it was now the third game, but the first game of the season that I'm casting. So we have our match of Roll1 Esports versus Suds with Buds. Roll1 a team, again, making the return to Division B West. And Suds with Buds, a new team, but with quite a few different veteran players. Take you to our map select and such to go over what we did in the pregame. We did have Roll1 opt for map pick, and they banned out Braxis, Holdout, and Guardian of Terror. And then Suds with Buds banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragonshire. And Roll1 decided to take us to Towers of Doom. Alright, looks like both teams are in. As we get about to be started. And so looking forward for a great match. This is my first cast in a while, so it gives me time to kind of warm up my voice, being able to cast and talk for 2-3 hours straight. It's not easy. Yeah, this is the first game of the division, so there's not much I can show regarding the standings. I'll start the prediction now while I have some time. Okay, yes, so here for Urtani's picks. Although, I would say maybe not the best map for tennis. Let's see, let's get this prediction going. I guess every map is good for tennis. But yeah, Hoku, next time you want to join, you can. Trying to look at some of the stats from last season to fill up some time. In Division B, as far as most either picked or banned heroes, was Johanna, Anduin, Dahaka, Stukov, Anub, and Chromie. So I imagine we'll probably see those very similar bans and picks. I guess I should just check on everything too. For those of you who are watching, let me know if there's any issues with the sound or anything like that. Usually the first cast of the season does make me realize there's sometimes some view issues. So we're just waiting for one more, having to deal with putting away a baby. Putting the baby to bed 2 shakes. Oh, that was not in the game. Sounds good so far. Thanks. What do we know? I think last time I was casting had an issue with some of the sound, but everything sounds fine and it's great. I think one of the issues I had was I have a IQ sound mixer for one of my headsets, and it has like a bass setting that I guess was muffling things up, and then I realized that I just need to turn it off. All right, it looks like we have our last member of Roll1 that joined lobby, so it looks like we're going to get started shortly. And Division B West is going to be a double round robin division as well, with 6 teams, 7 teams. All right, looks like we're heading into our draft for game number 1.
Towers of Doom.
So as we head into game number 1, as I mentioned before, we'll probably see the same bands as usual. The Johannas, the Anduins, Dahaka. Very likely to be banned. Oh, we do see the noob. The noob was the 5th most popular picked or banned hero, so not too surprising. Obviously on this map, teams usually do prio global, so Dahaka, Falstad usually can give pretty good value with rotations, but we're not going to see a Dahaka since you do see the Dahaka ban come out. Got my water before the game started. I already can tell, I'm like, oh, I haven't talked this much in a while. We do see an ETC ban. Speaking of global heroes, especially with ETC, I think I'm pretty familiar that Roll1 does like the stage dive ETC on this particular map. Suds with buds, banning it out. Your pseudo global. And the second ban is an Ariel. So let's see what hero Suds with buds is going to prio here. See the Blaze come out, and Blaze, a very versatile offlaner, usually very highly contested, so not surprising. Go in Division B from last season, not as much. You see in other divisions a little bit more. But we do have now a Stitches and a Junkrat. That is followed with a Anduin and a Garrosh. But it is interesting seeing the Stitches being picked a little early. Obviously you can play around it and avoid picking heroes that are statues. We have our next round fans. Vala. And now Malfred. Okay. Have a Tyrande and a Thrall. I very much feel like this is a 4-person Thrall and not necessarily going to be in the off lane. That wouldn't be ideal for Thrall, especially at this map. Having to do double soak. I was about to say they could still maybe have a foul stat to help with the soak off lane, but Suds with Buds does take the foul stat and the Tychus. Yeah, and we do see the Hogger going to be the actual offlaner. Don't see any swaps. All right, and with that, get into our game number 1. I'll be seeing you shortly. All right. Get a little slower than usual load in.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
I thought I was playing. I was trying to move Hogger. And I was like, wait, I'm not moving. That's right. I'm casting. All right. With that, we have our game number 1, season 20 of NGS. Again, we'll start with the introductions of Roll1. We have Rock Your World on the Stitches. Zad on the... Is he Hogger? Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Juaniba on the Tyrande.
Battle begin.
Drivel on the Junkrat and our Poe on Thrall. On the side of Suds with Buds, we have Amphigoat on the Tychus, Travis Party on the Felstad, Rowlet's NPC on Anduin, Cloth on Gary, and Nihilus on the Blaze. Start looking at our level 1s. Let's see. This is when I can tell that maybe the game was a little bit louder than I thought. There you go. So far, I think so. Oh, we're seeing Falsat go auto attack. Everything else pretty much the same. Both teams grabbing their siege camps. Give a little love to the offlaners. Do you see Garrosh trying to flip over the Stitches, and one of those weird interaction boops where you're booped and then into the trap, and it's Garrosh that goes down. Stitch is able to survive, at least for the time being. That's why Junkrat could be very frustrating to play against. The traps, the boops, displacement. Not fun. We do see them rotating, see they can get a Blaze, but it's kind of hard to gank a Blaze. It's sort of beefy. We do see Augur take advantage of that to pick up this camp. I don't think Blaze is going to get there in time. They're going to, again, try to pick on the Blaze. The hook just a little bit too short. He tries to E out, but they are going to be securing that kill. Looks like they're trying to be a little bit aggressive with their positioning for the first of the shrines. You see Junkrat and Falstad trying to stall each other out. A hook on the Garrosh, able to use Unstoppable, at least for the time being, to get away. Tychus trying to channel, but was interrupted. You see Falstad and Junkrat trying to secure the bottom, but Falstad then gets hooked. But able to get tossed. Then the toss on the Stitches. But again, Stitches is a very beefy tank, able to walk away. So we have two of the shrines go in favor of Roll1. What's up, Hector? Scouting. Yeah. Roll1 has been pretty good with their bush management, trying not to show, trying to take advantage. Nice hook on the Tychus, but will be able to get away, but Garrosh gets booped. You have Anduin being able to save. But you have Blaze down here, actually, to help on the rotate, and they have the Thrall. I think that's one of the problems with having a Thrall, is that kind of difficult to get away from Garrosh. Once you're in, you're in.
The altars rise.
We do the hook. No one's there, but Junkrat a little bit out of position. Garrosh able to slow Junk, throw him back into the team, and Junkrat's no more for the next 15 seconds at least.
Be swift, heroes.
Looks like they're going to try to delay. We do have the hook on the Anduin, but not much as far as follow-up. The Hogger did rotate down. Brawl, again, in a bit of danger, but so is Garrosh. Does go down. Hogger came down to help, but a little bit too late. But even with that, we do have level 10s online for Roll1. Right away, do you see Hortipult, Scourge, Starfall, Earthquake, and Rip Tire? So with those 10s, Roll1 decides to be aggressive, take Suds with Bud's Siege Camp. Just under a quarter of a level until level 10s for Suds with Buds. Do you have the hook? No Gorge. Yes. Garrosh is not the best Gorge target. Now with 10s, we do have Bunker, Odin, Mighty Gust. We do see Warlord's Challenge, and there was that, I imagine that was the Gorge, yeah. But yeah, Blaze is not the best too, because of Bunker. Riptire was used, but Junkrat then has to back off. And the last one we have is Light Bomb, of course. We do see that combo, and Stitches able to survive for a little bit, but does go down. Tyrande trying to stay alive, but also gets picked off. Hogger was not there, so Tychus trying to make use of that Odin to do a little bit of siege at the bottom fort. Oh. Okay. Good job by Junkrat. Scouting the bushes.
Has destroyed a fort.
However, Hogger was able to secure the top fort. Hook on the Tychus, but able to dash. Double interaction of the Anduin's pull and Gary's ally toss. Not ideal, right? You don't want to waste both of those. You have Blaze trying to get the top forward back, but it'll be a little bit slow. And again, we see Roll1 being aggressive. They do have 13s. They've done a good job of taking advantage of their... The Garrosh gets very good hook. No Gorge. They're very much trapped in a very bad spot. Anduin, I don't think, had pull. And they also secure bottom. If you're Suds with Buds, you want to be careful, because they could go mid. They're going to be losing 2 of these. So that's going to be quite a bit of damage. Blaze almost has top back. Looks like Roll1 may opt to do the boss.
Bring down the gravekeeper.
Maybe not.
Doom to the gravekeeper.
As feeble as your words.
So about a level behind,
Claims
but more importantly, they're down 8 of the core points. Still a fine position, but you want to be able to close that XP gap, and Tychus barely is able to get away. We do have the global use right there. Falsa comes to help. Augur uses Hortapult to get away. Suds looks like they're going to be aggressive. You want to be careful though. There's the hook. And no gorge still. And all the RS are being pressed now as a fight for that siege. Gauch is gorged. Bunker does come out. And Falstad goes down. Junkrat able to secure that kill, but pays the price. We have a 2-for-1 trade, but Hogger does order pulled in. Hook on the Tychus. Tychus has just been a magnet for that hook. And they get another kill, so we do have a 2-for-2. Blaze goes to the top and secure the top. Looks like they're trying to get this kind of a little bit aggressive. Tyranda's going to be able to secure the bottom one. So overall, very good value. We do have the hook and root, just barely misses. Blaze is able to get away. We do have 16s. I mean, it looks like they're going to go and take the boss. They figured Suds is going to have to deal with this, take this bottom fort and that camp. So pretty good timing on that.
Heroes, I have opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
What? I mean, I knew I could do that. I'm open to my
There's still about a little bit over half a level behind, almost.
Destroyed a fort.
To close it down with that quarter level, so they're not too far behind on XP, which is good. But they're running out of tower shots, and that becomes a problem. We do see an aggressive rotation on the Tyrannus. Follow-up is good. And do secure that kill. A bit of a... Oh, never mind. Ooh, that Junkrat trait almost got really good value, and the lightning chain bounces off Suds with buds and does take down the Tychus. Ooh. The stun on the Hogger misses. Looks like, as I say, yeah, they're gonna get a hook and gorge probably, or just a hook. Oh no! There you go. He has double pull. But I was gonna say that's unfortunate. Use bunker and as you got the pull out. I mean, you have to fight. You can't let them. We do see the gust go out. They're not able to get the interrupt. And Blaze was in. Does go down. And at this point, you're fighting for game match. We're able to get it though. Falstad in a really bad spot, able to use mobility to get out.
Your will soon be complete, usurper.
Such as looking for a blind hook. You miss 100% of the hooks you don't take. Blaze is back up, but again, with only 2 core points. It's never over until it's over, but you do start running out of core points. And they were able to secure the bottom fort as well. They go mid, and now they're almost in a very bad spot. Stitches is kind of in a weird position. But oh yeah. But they're able to 6 cap. It doesn't look like Suds is going to be able to stop it. We have game number 1 going to the side of Roll1. GG's. And relatively, when it comes to kills, close matchup. It was 8-9. But Roll1 did a very good job when it comes to just getting that soak. Relatively close. But when it came to doing camps, getting effective kills, definitely on the side of Roll1. Take a look at the talents. We did have Master Hooker, Isolate Arrows, Earthen Shields, and Extra Oomph and Secret Stash at level 20. Let's see. Let's update the information. There you go. Let's do our predictions. With that, gonna wait to see what our next map is gonna be. Let's take a look at beginner bands. For those of you who just joined us more recently, we did have Braxis being banned out. I know everybody's sad about that. Braxis, Garden, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Dragonshire were banned out. Game number 1, chosen by Roll1, going to Towers of Doom. And it looks like we're going to be going now to Infernal Shrines. Let me update that. It was picked by Suds with Buds. Right. While we wait everybody to get in, I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. Be right back. All right, looks like we have everybody in the lobby and both teams said we're ready to go. So we're going to get on to game number 2 on Infernal Shrines. Of course, Infernal Shrines, I believe, is the most picked map. Has been the most picked map for NGS in the past few seasons. Yeah, last season in Division B was picked 40 times. Next is Tomb at 28, Dragonshire at 26, Towers at 24, and at the very bottom we have Sky Temple with 3 and Volskaya Foundry at 5. Feels bad. The longest match on Infernal Shrines was 34 minutes. And the shortest was 14. We do have now a Valstat ban, and then followed by a Hogger ban. Yeah, this is a really good Hogger map. Get on the point and you spin. And you win. And again, we do see the Haka and the ETC ban, so we're not gonna let Rock Your World play that tank. But we just need now a Hanzo. Followed up with a Varian and Stukov. This is gonna be Dragon Noodle. Hanzo, please. Get the prediction going for game number 2. Now we do see a Thrall and Deckard. So yeah, very much I imagine they're gonna do the Earthquake with the Hanzo Noodles, Earthquake, and then they can't move as easily, so they can't get out of Dragon Noodles. You bet all your points. Oh boy. Sure. $7. I need to start putting things like if it's gonna be Dean with them. You see a new ban again. Oh, with a Chromie. You see Sonya. For tank, I imagine Roll1's not going to take Stitches. Stitches is probably not as good here. But a Garrosh would be pretty nice. Yep, Sonya and Sylvanas being picked up by Suds with Butts. And we get to see a Zeratul. Zeratul and Johanna. Johanna made it through. And we do get an Imperius, so very spicy picks. Imperius, obviously, with that recent buff a couple months ago, a lot stronger than before. Yeah, whoever gets taunted and silenced pretty much dies. Even Joe. That's a very scary combo there. With that, I'll see you in game number 2.
Are you serious? That high five was just OP!
Oh man, I got scared for a second there. There was literally no progress bar happening. It's like, did I DC or did someone DC? But nope, we made it. This time, we'll start with their introductions on the side of Suds with Buds. We do have Amphigoat on the Sylvanas, Travis Party on the Imperius, Sloth on the Varian, Nalius on the Sonya, and Morales and BC on the Stukov. On the side of Roll1, we have Zad on the sorry, I was reading chat. The Zad on the Zeratul, Drevel on the Hanzo, Honiba on the Deckard Cain, Rock Your World on the Johanna, and Poe on the Thrall. Again, we did see Buds try to cheese the top with the Sylvanas a little bit, able to get a little bit of value, almost a complete tower. Which is fine. Try and get some value somewhere. Varian is not a real tank yet, so help you get to level 4 faster. Do see the engage on the Johanna. But I guess with an Imperius, you sort of still have a tank. Imperius helps cover the weakness of Varian, early at least. So we have Zeratul being a giant lane minion. We all know Zeratul doesn't become a true champion either until level 16. Both teams picking up their siege camps. However, Roll1 being slightly faster and use that time to get the bottom one as well. Something Roll1 has been really good about is being decisive with their calls. Imagine in their comms they're just making a call and they go for it right away. They tend to be pretty good at getting value. And there comes Varian. No smash Varian, feels bad. We did have Hanzo go W build. Do you see Zeratul's going cleave? Everything looks fine with Thrall. Do the stab build with the Imperius so far. Standard build. Sonya may be going spin to win, Wrath. I imagine you want the leap. We do see now them being a lot more aggressive for the follow-up. And there's that combo that's so dangerous. Even Johanna barely able to get their trait, but the follow-up again from Imperius. And so no one's safe. Right away, Suds able to get a pretty decent lead. Again, Johanna being taunted, but very good root by the Thrall. And that's very important. If Thrall can save the root to stop that engage, can make the engage by Imperius a little more challenging. Again, the focus on the Thrall. Sonya on the point spinning, but Roll1 actually was able to pick it up. However, Zeratul does go down, and that's not good. Zeratul's your offlaner, so they're going to be missing some soak. This was an arcane Punisher, so a little bit weaker. Obviously, Frozen Punisher is the one you always want. You see the cleave build from the Zeratul, so the help on point. This time, Suds, now being the aggressors, take that siege camp. And then rotate to pick up the bottom camp. There's the combo again, the silence. Oh, and Joe barely able to get away. I think they're pretty good with that. There might be a little bit of overlap with some of the CC. You just see Sonya being rotated on, something we did see in the last game. And beautiful stunned by Imperius, and there's that absolutely deletes Zeratul. Especially with that level 1. Getting that cooldown. So Sonya able to bait them out, but they turned around and they actually were able to secure the kill. We do have 10s on lines for both teams. We do see angelic armaments, massive shove, mind control, leap, and shield wall. We do have dragon noodles, falling sword, void prison, stay a while and listen, and earthquake. This is a very good spot to use dragon noodles right here. So if you're Suds, you want to be careful. Very good use of the void to delay, make sure people don't get out of the dragon noodles, but Sonya does go down very low. Able to survive for the time being, but only one. But right there, very good showcase of the use the void to set up the dragon noodles, put the earthquake down so they can move out. Yeah, the you see Fallen Sword come out now. Let's engage on the Joe, and Joe goes down again. We do have Dragon Leap. Trying to focus a Thrall. And able to get away. If you're Suds, you want to try to zone out a little bit more. 34 to 29, rather close. Oh, the turtle. Uh-oh. 36 to 36. Joe's gonna run in and able to get the level 4. And again, Roll1 able to secure. They're fighting under that puddle, but Sylvanas somehow got in melee range. Goes down, not what you want, but Joe will be going down. This is a mortar punisher again, so Roll1 being able to sneak in and secure, but that's huge for Joe, being able to complete that subdue quest. It's already a very good talent, but when you get it, it's so nice. I think it's the only time I think I have fun with Joe is when I complete that quest. Although they lost the objective, they were able to clear it out fairly easily without the support of Roll1 for that Punisher. They are getting some value, but yeah, it's pretty much almost down. Looks like they're going to try and rotate down aggressively. They're going to focus on the Zeratul, but the follow-up not quite there. We do have the stun, but it's cleansed by Johanna, and they're all on point. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a very nice Dragon Noodle. And Imperius goes down, and very unlikely to go down as well, so that is something that Suds has to be very careful fighting in those very small choke points. Those tend to very much favor Roll1. And with that, they're going to try to get some value. Able to get the towers. They should be able to get that. It's where I think mind control, maybe the silence would have been better. Sonya rotating super aggressively. Careful there. That was a 4v1. Roll1 picking up their bruiser cam, as so does Suds, or will be doing it. We have 16s almost online for both. Roll1 slightly ahead. Sonya doing their best to help close that gap or keep it as close as possible. And both teams trying to go up to the top. Next shrine is top. Sonya's not there. Both teams are 16. They have Hanzo have piercing, so now Hanzo's gonna be doing a lot of work on the shrine. We do see a banner of Dalaran. Interesting. So I guess Sylve is the one that benefits from that the most, but there's Zeratul. And very good execution. The Void Prison setting up the Earthquake Dragon Noodle combo. It's a very good execution on the part of Roll1 there. And Suds in a kind of awkward spot where you know they're trying to do this. So trying to fight in space is a little bit more ideal. They're able to secure that top forward. Zeratul should be able to pick this up by themselves, and they should be able to get at least the towers here. Sonya is back up. However, the bad part is that Suds with Butts have all their heroics online. We do see Sylvanas trying to fish with that mind control, but not able to secure anybody. Looks like Roll1's going to do a very smart thing and 39 it. Try to push other places while they can. Looks like they'll be able to get that mid fort. We do have Varian focusing on the Thrall, and Thrall momentarily gets stopped, and the leap a little bit behind. With that, this is a Frozen Punisher. I imagine very much they should likely be able to clear this, and that's one of the problems with Suds with Bud's comp. Having 3 melee can be rough. You have the jump on Varian, which is the target you want. The keep is turned off now. So Zeratul jumps in, uses Void on Sylvanas, and again we see that combo. Varian goes down, Sylvanas able to use Unstoppable to get away from the time being. However, Imperius does go down, and a 2 for none. Mind Control does go out on the Zeratul. And Sonya desperately trying to do whatever they can to slow down the Punisher. Has to use Leap to get out. We do have Roll1 now focusing the core. And with that, it looks like the defense for Suds is going to be a little bit too little too late. And we have game number 2 in the series going in favor of Roll1. GG. All right. So very good showing on the part of Roll1 as it take game number 2 and the series. I want to do a law interview. Let's see. I'll choose the outcome before I forget for the predictions. But very good showing by Roll1. That combo very much was well executed. The Zeratul, obviously with Void, helped quite a bit. They got quite a bit of value. Although initially, this combo of Imperius, Varian, Stukov was very scary. One of the issues is that very much you just rely on being able to blow up one target. And if you're not able to secure that, it makes it difficult. Roll1 was very patient with their engages, and again, able to take advantage of their setup to set up some very good combos. I'll have to go back and maybe clip some of those. They were very good. Looking at some of the stats, we did have Hanzo with massive damage, pretty much doubling everybody else. So we're ceiling very similar. XP, Zeratul and Sonya did their job. Looking at talents, we didn't get to 20. I did say that the shortest match last season was about 14 minutes. We didn't quite get there, but rather quick work, 16-minute match. It looks like we're going to be joined by Drevel. Oh, they don't have access to the lobby, I forget. Probably easier for me to move in. But anyways, congrats on your game 1 season, or first match, I say, season 20 against Suds with Buds. How you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm happy to talk to a friend. How you been, man?
It's been going.
Nice.
But yeah, very strong showing. Obviously, last season in Division 1, you were at the top, right? You were at the top of Division B West last season, and had a really strong showing in the playoffs as well. So it looks like you're looking to run it back, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna do our best. There's a lot of really good teams this season. It was nice getting to play against these guys. These guys are some friends, and they're really good players. And looking forward to a good season. Should be really competitive, and I think they played really well tonight, and it was a lot closer than some of the games might have felt, because they got plenty of kills too.
Yeah. Real quickly, and this is something that's always kind of interesting. Obviously, when you have an established team like your team, you've been around, there's a lot of data out there, right? However, I know that Suds is a newer team, right? Veteran players, but it's a little bit more difficult, right? When it comes to kind of scouting and preparing. What was your approach when it comes to preparing for a team that doesn't have as much information out there, like versus your team? Your team has a lot of information out there, right, from previous seasons. So what was your approach?
Yeah. Our guys, our main drafters are our main scouters are Rock and Zad, and they did a really good job trying to get as much info as they could. We didn't know who was going to be on what roles, so we just tried to ban stuff that seemed like standout heroes for them. Like they're gonna make plays no matter what, but we tried to ban some things that we knew they were really good at,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah, I
kinda
get it,
like
but you don't have to spill out
Battleship,
too many secrets. But yeah, the idea it's a challenge, right? The idea is how do you approach,
Yeah.
and that's when you kind of have to think of what's the hero, what's the tool set we don't want to deal with, and obviously they did some scattering on you. I think they realized when you went to towers, and obviously I've played in divisions with you. I was like, oh, they're gonna ban ETC for sure. So, and that was the case.
Yeah.
But game one. You did a very good job. You were very good with your rotations. It was a lot closer as far as kills, but for some reason, it felt like you were able to pull away. And Towers is that map where you can get a little bit too confident, and then it kind of works against you. So late in the match, they were able to get a little bit kills, but so how were you able to pace that? Because it can be challenging. You think, oh, we're done, the game's over. But I think all of us had that experience of they have one core shot and somehow it gets flipped, right?
I think we were able to. Oh, sorry, were you done?
Oh no,
Sorry.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I think we were just able to get like little micro trade values on the buildings a lot of times, so we could kind of eat it away little by little. I think we were able to get quite a few of the camps. I think they might have just struggled on pacing or something like that on their camp, or maybe they're just respecting because we might have gotten ours first or something, respecting the invades.
Yeah, you were very aggressive.
I
I did like your rotations and being aggressive with the camps.
Yeah, we were trying to at least get hooks when we could go for it, and then when we were able to scout out if it was open, if Zad was close, we would make the attempt to steal it. And even though Garrosh can be great for the point, if you can poke him down enough or disrupt him enough, boop him enough, then it makes it punishing for him to get to the point. And then when he gets there, you can try and finish him off.
Yeah, it seemed like they got some very good tosses, but it's almost like you got like equal value or slightly better. There's quite a few fights where it looked like they were winning and it just got turned around. But either way, you were able to 6-cap and then able to secure that game number one. Moving on to the second one, again, I had a feeling as soon as I saw the Hanzo, I kind of already, they're going to do the Thrall. The Zeratul I didn't quite might have known, but it ended up being really good. And so I think you've done this combo, right, a couple times before. And so it was very nice seeing the execution of that. But is that a... I know you like Hanzo, so do you like that setup? I mean, it looks very fun. That's what I was gonna say.
It is really fun, and I think my team kind of carried me tonight. I feel like I died too many times on Junkrat, and then I missed way too many W's like randomly. But my team held them in place with the VP, so I could get the Dragon Strike off, and then Rock was just peeling like crazy when they found a lot of potential kills that he was able to cleanse away, and then when Eba would just heal us right back up, she set up really good on Shrine, and then I just started to hit a couple W's, and they kind of mowed people down when they got low.
Well, it helps at 16 when you get piercing, right? So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter as much if you miss.
Definitely. Just trying to make sure I'm following up on their stuff. They played awesome tonight, and I was glad I didn't screw it up.
Yeah. A very strong showing, because you look at the stats and such. You had almost double the damage, so you did something right. Yeah.
You throw enough W's out, something's gonna hit, right?
Yeah, eventually, especially in the... And so, but yeah, I mean, obviously your team did a very good job of trying to take those fights in those very kind of bunched up places, and that's what I was commenting, that Suds probably should have tried to fight more in the open and avoid those very nice cozy quarters that are very nice for your combo. But at least won that last fight top. Again, very good job by Zad setting up the Void Present. And I think each time...
Yeah, they were just nasty tonight. Those VPs were nasty.
Yeah, ended up getting some pretty good value. And they had a scary combo, but I think you were able to kind of buy your time. And yeah, the cleanse, you don't see Fallen Sword too often, but again, definitely against that team, something that you definitely want to use. But overall,
Yeah, we wanted to respect their execution. They hit enough to make those plays. If we didn't have a cleanse,
yeah,
it would have been really rough.
yeah, and there was a few times where Johanna pretty much got almost deleted, got once deleted, but then another time, yeah. But overall, last thing I also like at the end, you did 39, and you kind of tried to play the map. But overall, I mean, you got some very good setups with your combo, so I imagine you're likely not going to be able to do that many times in future matches. If we
Yep,
have
good man.
if we have fans and scouters looking up at what you did. But either way, that's it. Congrats on your match, and I'm sure you're feeling good about it. With that, I'll leave out the last. If you have any shout outs or anything you want to say.
Yeah, I'll shout out you. Thanks for casting. Hope you and your team do great. Shout out Arcane. Shout out all of our team. Thanks again for carrying me. Thanks for playing us, the opposing team. Thanks to chat for coming in supporting. I know I'm supposed to thank. Is it? Oh, there's some guy who is awesome that I'm supposed to shout out every time, and I forget his name. He's like the sponsor for the team. Yeah, he's awesome. And then just all of our friends. Thanks for keeping NGS alive and keeping Heroes alive. Thanks everybody for being here.
Great. So with that, thanks. Obviously, this is a double round robin, so you're gonna see them again, right? So
Yep.
you're definitely gonna have the opportunity to try something new or something different next time. So look forward to be able to cast that if possible.
Absolutely. That'd be awesome, man.
All right. Well, with that, thanks very much, and good luck with the rest of the season.
You too. Take care, man.
All right. See you.
Appreciate you. God bless.
All right, and with that, that was Drevel from Roll1, and that ends the cast first day of NGS matches. I believe there was one yesterday. I'm lying, but first match of myself casting Roll1, getting the domination win over Suds with Buds, again Division B West. And then with that, we don't have any other matches from NGS going on right now, and so I'll be ending my stream. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, and I'll see you next time in the Nexus. Have a good one.